Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
Let's hang out.
Let's hang out.
And let's talk about what lessons are found.
Let's hang out.
And let's listen to 2 lesbians shout.
Let's hang out.
Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Hang Out. I'm Ellie Brigida.
And I'm Lee Holmes Foster, and here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This Week in the Lesbian is a place where we can touch base each episode about things going on with the podcast or otherwise. And this week, we have Teenage Bounty Hunters trivia this Thursday and Saturday. You do not want to miss it. Devin and Maddie are both going to be there. We know we're going to see so many of you there. We cannot wait.
2 different question sets, so you can come to both if you want to come to both. Ellie and I have been busy writing all these questions.
Yeah, it's a really
We're gonna
hard
have
life.
a blast.
I can't believe I have to watch Teenage Bounty Hunters again.
We also have the LGBTQ Family and Influencers Summit coming up next weekend. That is May 22nd and 23rd. So we are going to be at least on a panel for social media. And there's just so many things planned. It seems super cool. You should check it out. We're going to have a great time, and we hope to see some of you there.
And on June 2nd, to kick off Pride Month, The Flame will be officially released on all of our platforms. So you can find it on Spotify, you can find it on iTunes, you can find it on Stitcher, all those fun things. We cannot wait for you to hear the first episode. It's the perfect way to kick off our Pride Month.
It's the best way to kick off Pride Month. I know all of you who listen to the show, you have heard us talk about this all year long. We have been working on this for so long. And we are so excited. We're so excited for you all to hear this. As a reminder, if you just really can't wait until June 2nd, I know it's still so far away.
So far.
We do have a Patreon for The Flame. You can find it at patreon.com/theflamemusical. You get early access to some songs. We just put up our song for the month of May, which is one of the songs that Jen Colella sings in the show. It's incredible.
It's so good.
It's fun. It's Les Mis. It's Hamilton. It's all good things. And you can also see some behind the scenes videos of Ellie and I talking about, writing these and arranging and putting together all the music. So there's that. It also will help us make future shows down the line, finish up the last couple things on this musical. It's just, we're getting so excited we can't even stand it.
It's going to be crazy. We also have a huge event. June is June, right? We are professional lesbians and June is June. It's Pride Month. So here we go. We got all kinds of things going on. We have Porch Pride that is going to be in collaboration with Remo Pride. Remo is a virtual events platform. They have a really, really cool situation where it feels like you're walking through different rooms. You can talk to different people. You can sit down at virtual tables. It's going to be really fun. And we're so excited to do Porch Pride with them on June 5th. It's going to be an all-day event. We have meet and greets with celebrity guests. We have some panels. We have a comedy show. We have an after-hours DJ. It has turned into a full-on convention. And I just want to say thank you to Kristen, our Porch Pride planner, because she has been killing it with the programming. You want to be there.
If you thought Porch Pride last year was fun, A, you're right. And
You're
B,
correct.
It's going to be even more fun. It's just going to be a blast. We're so excited for it this year. So don't miss out, Porch Pride. 2nd annual Porch Pride.
The 2nd annual Porch Pride.
Coming up June 5th.
We're going to be doing Spirit Week again, which means every day we're going to have a new outfit, a new a new way,
theme,
a new theme,
prompt.
a new way to express yourself. And one of those days will be a porch decorating contest and a cosplay contest that we will announce the winners of at Porch Pride. So make sure you're getting ready to decorate your porches and you're getting your best cosplay. I know we have some listeners, I'm talking to you, Dur, who have millions of costumes they have been waiting to pull out at conventions. So we cannot wait to see it. We also have Pride Trivia. So we're going to be talking about the history of Pride with Aeronaut Brewing Company. That is still virtual, but we're working with Aeronaut. That's going to be on June 24th. Pride Month, everyone.
Do you think we could fit a couple more things in June?
Could we?
We don't have much going on.
We don't. Yeah, nothing. Nothing's happening in June.
In the greater Les universe, there's some good news because, look, it's been a rough year for bars in general. It's always a rough year for lesbian bars, it seems like. So we just want to celebrate that Henrietta Hudson is reopening in New York. And, we were looking at some pictures before recording this.
It looks
and
fancy.
It looks nice.
They have charcuterie.
Nice.
They have a wine bar.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. We really have to upgrade our lesbian, you know?
I know. So, look, if you're anywhere in the area and you want to, go on by, stop on by, take some photos, tag us because we want to see it, and help them out because, man, we just need to keep the very few lesbian bars that we have remaining. So, Henrietta Hudson, great news.
I'm so excited. Also in the greater Les universe, I read this really heartwarming article and I wanted to share with you all. There's a lesbian couple in Ohio that won prom king and queen. So
Stop it. I love it.
The kids are all right, but not the movie. Never watch it.
Never. Don't do it. But these kids, they're all right.
These specific kids are all right.
Amazing. That's what's happening this week. Back to you, Ellie and Lee.
Thanks, Ellie and Lee, and welcome to our 65th installment of Should Have Been Gay.
Oh, it was fun, it was great, but it should have been a little more gay.
And in this week's episode, working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. I know, right? We need like a beat.
I wish I had more nails, but I'm a lesbian, so I can't do the intro.
Amazing.
Damn.
Nailed it.
And we are joined by a very special guest. We have Carolyn Bergier, writer, stand-up comedian, and the producer and co-host of Diking Out, one of our favorite podcasts. Carolyn, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I've been looking forward to this all week.
So have we.
It's been a while. We haven't had you on since our very first live show. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, since we got to hug and be backstage together.
Stop it. No, we're done. I end the episode now. I'm done.
Those were the days.
How dare you throw human contact in our faces right out the gate like that?
So rude. And we're here today because Carolyn suggested 9 to 5, which of course we all agree on. But Carolyn, why did you suggest 9 to 5?
Well, part of the reason I suggested it was that my wife and I were driving home the other night and a song from the musical 9 to 5 came on my Sirius XM channel because, yes, I was listening to the Broadway station. And and my wife was like, oh, I like this song. And I said, have you seen the movie? And she said, no, I haven't. That was a lie. She totally has seen the movie. Because I was like, oh, well, you'll love it. Because I know that you love Grace and Frankie. You love Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. And we're totally going to watch it. And then when I pulled it up, she's like, oh, I've seen this a bunch of times. Now, English is her second language. So sometimes I have to chalk things up to that. She also has like a horrible memory. So she can't remember like the names of titles of stuff. So I was like, well, this is a great opportunity to do 9 to 5 because then I'll have like a reason to move it up in the queue. But also, I'm just obsessed with Dolly Parton being a lesbian. That's the other reason.
Accurate.
Yeah.
So
I would love to hear more about that because
great. Okay.
Let's go over our IMDb synopsis before we dig more into 9 to 5.
Our IMDb synopsis, for anyone who's not familiar with the movie, is as follows. 3 female employees of a sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical bigot find a way to turn the tables on him. I'm gonna say, I think this is our first IMDb synopsis that has like that lengthy of a direct quote from the movie. Is that just me?
Oh no, this IMDb synopsis is actually good, which is really
Yeah.
weird.
I love it.
It's pretty
I mean,
good.
it's still not good enough. We're still gonna write our own, but
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it's, you know, we've had some really terrible synopses, and I'm okay with this one.
I am too. So let's go over what are our gay synopses. Who would like to kick us off?
Carolyn, let's hear it. We gotta know. You picked the movie. We gotta hear the gay synopsis.
3 repressed queer women, 1 dyke, 2 bisexuals, in parentheses, commit a slew of crimes against their male chauvinist boss in order to have an excuse to spend time together.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yes.
That is deep. That they had to do all these things just because they were like, hey, will you be my friend? But I can't say it directly to you.
They were addicted to hanging out, and the only way they could do it was through kidnapping.
That's so toxic and queer, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'll follow it with mine because they're very similar, so that way we'll keep them together. My gay synopsis is a trio of women find each other and find love through a variety of crimes, pot, and M&Ms in this classic 80s romp.
Yes. Wow. Those are all beautiful. I'm going to give mine, and I'm embarrassed, but it's okay. It's still good. So here's mine, a little shorter. 3 lesbian employees bond over their hatred of their boss and their love of Maui Wowie.
Yes.
Yes,
Honestly,
Maui Wowie.
One of the best scenes, hands down, in any film that has ever existed, and I am very strong on that.
I think it's the most wholesome depiction of getting high.
Yes.
I was watching, I'm thinking, this is just like so wholesome. They're just really having a lovely evening together.
Yeah. 9 to 5 walked so that Pineapple Express could run.
Wholesome content, dreaming of all the ways you'd kill your boss. Just, you know, fun for the whole family.
How good food tastes. So I was watching a clip from the musical. In the musical scene, Judy literally puts her face into Dorley's boobs in this scene. That doesn't happen in the film, right?
No, there's like ankle touching and a little bit of leg rubbing, but no motorboating as far as I can tell.
Like, they really upped the ante in the musical.
Yeah.
I was watching the scene. I was like, she literally grabs her boobs and says, "Are these real?" So that was fun. That was a fun little experience. So let's talk. What was our experience with this beautiful film?
Well, we heard your wife's, Carolyn. What's your experience that led to the suggestion as well?
You know, I'd actually never seen 9 to 5, like until a couple years ago, I want to say. And I was in a hotel room in San Francisco. I was there doing some comedy, and 9 to 5 was on, and we were supposed to get going, but I didn't want to leave because I was so pulled in by this movie. And I'm like, I need to know what happens. But I had to go and do a show. So then I left and watched it later. But watching it, I was just like, whoa, this is this like crazy feminist movie from the 80s. Dolly Parton is smoking hot in it. I mean, they all are. Lily Tomlin, I love. And it was just like something that I felt like I should have seen before and didn't appreciate enough for like most of my life. So now I want to like really double down on loving this movie to make up for that, you know?
I appreciate that. I will follow that up because I also saw it for the first time this year. So I also was like, because I feel like, okay, this is a film, right? It's in the 80s. It's an older film, but not that old, right?
Right.
I feel like this is one of those movies you constantly are hearing about. And like, if you haven't seen it, you cannot understand how good it is.
Right. Right.
Like, I just feel like people are like, oh, 9 to 5. Like, it's about workplace harassment. And you're like, okay, cool. And you watch it and you're like, this is cinematic genius.
It's
comedic
wild.
Genius. Lily, I will say too, like, I am a huge Grace and Frankie fan. I feel like I did not appreciate Lily Tomlin until seeing Grace and Frankie. And now I feel like I'm like, I need to make up for that and watch everything that Lily Tomlin has ever been in because I think she's so phenomenal.
Yeah, Daikon.
And she's so good in this movie.
Yeah.
And also, like, gay icon, obviously, we all know.
And did you know she tried to quit the movie?
Why?
So a week into doing it, she thought that originally I think it was supposed to be actually a little bit of a darker movie and not as funny. And then they made some changes, and then she had been wanting to do more serious roles and thought that she actually wouldn't be good in this silly comedy that had like a dark twist to it. So she asked the producer if she could get out of it a week into it and that she'd pay back a week worth of her pay. And then she watched some of the footage from what they had shot, and they convinced her that she actually was really good in it and that she should keep doing it.
Imagine a world.
That just gave me chills.
Yeah. It's a real sliding doors moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, look, if I have to close this out with my experience, Carolyn, you're going to love this, having heard now your story about your wife already. And typically I'm the one with the good memory. Like, Kelsey is the one who always like watches something and then has absolutely no memory of it like 2 weeks later. So I said I have to watch 9 to 5 because we're recording it. And she was like, oh, and then proceeded to tell me the whole story of how I have seen this movie, right? And she was like, yeah, we watched it with my mom. You don't remember? And I was like, not even at all. And she was like, yeah, because we watched this whole movie and we were like, oh my God, you're going to find it so funny. And it's like so great and feminist and hilarious and like, you'll love it. And then she was like, and then you just complained about it. And so, and I was like, wow, I don't remember this at all. And I was just rewatching the movie, and I'm rewatching this whole movie, and I was like, wow, I don't remember this. Like, why would I have been complaining about this? And then I got to the end, and I was like, oh, I know why.
So why? So why?
Because I think, I mean, again, I don't remember exactly what my complaints were, but my guess is my complaints are that I hate that it's like, I get it, it was 1980, this is probably like as feminist as you were gonna get, but I'm like, but they still don't get anything. Like, they just get him a lot of credit for all the stuff that they did, and then like you never actually get to see them like get their comeuppance moment. I'm like, I wanted them to like,
except that they
actually
type it out at the end right before the credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I mean, I guess it's fine. I'm assuming that's probably what got me last time too, because the whole rest of the movie I was like, haha, this is fun, ha ha ha. And especially watching it now, like looking for the gay stuff,
right?
Always gonna make me enjoy a movie like 300 times more. But but in terms of like the other, you know, like that nailed the ending, I was like, oh no, I kind of still want more. I guess it's okay.
I feel like also though, I think that they did that ending on purpose because it is a statement on. It was even in the 80s and still now is like a statement on the fact that like women are doing all of these things, and like you could see that this happens, that like the women are in charge and everything gets better and everything's awesome and like workplace productivity goes up and blah blah blah. But like ultimately the hierarchy, like the men are still going to win. And I think like that was the point of the ending, that they were like this like happy ending would be too much of a fantasy. Like I think it was supposed to hit you in that way.
But here's the problem: is it didn't go hard enough either way for me. Because I'm like, if you're gonna do that, then you have to do it in a way that's gonna piss people off, right? You do it and you have him win, and he comes out on top, and then you're pissed about it, and you're like, well, that's not fair. What the fuck? Or you do it in the way where it's like you get the total gotcha, and it's like they drove him into the ground, and they like caught him with all the stuff that he was embezzling, and like. Or he absolutely did not know what was going on and now got fired, like something. I'm like, go hard that way, or go hard the like, the system is the problem way. But instead, they kind of land in this middle wishy-washy ground for me, where I'm like, I get it, you try to make it okay by being like, he's going to Brazil and doesn't want to, but I'm like, but that's because like his boss thinks that he's fantastic and he's taking credit for all of the stuff that they really did, and like they're still not really getting all of the credit for it. You know, like it just it like tried to kind of skirt in between the two like extreme options of those directions, and like
I think the typing out part at the end too, like that's where they very cheaply deliver on like, oh yeah, here are the victories that these three women have, and then he gets kidnapped by, quote, a tribe of Amazons never to be seen again. And I'm like, oh boy. Kind of glad they didn't show that.
Oh my God.
The movie wouldn't have aged as well. Yeah.
You know.
But not of
So no,
age.
I get it, and I don't think that means that I'm like, I hate this movie. No,
Yeah,
the
right,
movie's
right,
fun,
right.
and like obviously we're gonna get into all of the things that I love about it now and how gay these three are, and I stan one throuple. But besides that, the payoff just wasn't what I wanted it to be. That's all.
Yeah.
One of these days. Wait, Carolyn, have you seen the musical? If you have it on,
No.
or it was just on. I
No.
haven't either, but now I'm like, I really want to see it because I'm
Yeah.
just curious, like, if that one scene was changed, if there's other stuff that's changed, maybe that's something.
You want to know if it's gayer?
I'm curious
Let's
if
find
they made
out.
it gayer.
Yeah.
Because the musical came out in 2008, and so like, did they make any updates? I'm just curious now.
I mean, it really lends itself to a super fun musical. Like, movies from the 80s in general were pretty bad. There's one 80s movie turned musical that I saw, and it's really not the musical that needed to be made, but I'm going to take the unpopular stance and say it was a heck of a lot of fun to watch, and that was Tootsie. Like, Tootsie is not without many problems, and it doesn't hold up, but there's something about these like ridiculous 80s movies with these plots that are pretty inconceivable and out there that's perfect for Broadway. Like, that is Broadway of
Yes.
like all this slapstick and yeah.
And also, just like, I mean, Dolly needed to make a musical.
Right.
So
Yes.
let's get into a little bit.
Oh my god, can we please talk about how gay this movie is? Finally.
Yes.
Yes. But let's talk, before we start to talk about the movie, I really want to hear your thoughts on Dolly as a lesbian.
Oh.
And that will I think
Ellie
as
wants to
well.
get us sued. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, Dolly. This is all speculation.
Yes.
Disclaimer: we don't actually know or think that Dolly's a lesbian, but like, please
But
tell us
let's
all
talk
about it.
Yes, I often speculate that Dolly Parton may be allegedly a lesbian. Her friend Judy is a total stone butch dyke, and they've been friends forever. They've slept in the same bed, or sometimes still do. I don't know. There's a quote from Dolly saying that they sleep together. You don't really see Dolly's husband much. The song Jolene, obviously she's obsessed with Jolene. She's talking about what a freaking babe Jolene is. Gay song. And and it's not that I've ever been like, I don't know, like super into Dolly Parton, but the older I got and the more I thought that, oh, she's there's something like very queer about her. And well, most recently, on the most recent episode of Dyking Out, we had a country singer who recently came out, Brooke Eden, and she was talking about how gay Nashville is. And please do not pin this on Brooke, but she was talking about that there's like this gay mafia in Nashville, and that there's just like in country music, there is this like gay mafia running the scene, like all these people that work in there, you just wouldn't know how gay it is. And I said, quick question, is Dolly Parton the head of the gay mafia? Wink once for yes, blink twice for no. And she starts cracking up and she said, I'm not even going to go there. She could have blinked twice for
She
no.
could have blinked.
She could have blinked twice. I made it easy for her.
She couldn't have blinked.
Oh man!
She instead
you don't,
turned
you're
away.
you're gonna sick the gay mafia on us like that, Carolyn. How could you?
I know, we're all
I
going to
thought
be dead
we were
next
friends.
week. We're all gonna be dead after this comes out.
There's
she
just
turns
scratch
around.
marks all over her
Yeah.
bodies.
She pulls up this. She was sitting like on a Dolly Parton throw pillow. Like every queer I know who loves country is like obsessed with Dolly Parton.
Dolly.
And she's a les magnet.
Question:
Again, Judy.
When
Judy.
Dolly sends the gay mafia for you, do you think they string you up with a garage door opener, or what? Do you get the collar automatically? Do you have to? earn the
Yeah. She's
collar?
gonna hog tie me. Lucky for
I'm
me,
just
I don't have
wondering.
I don't have a landline, so she's gonna have to take my podcasting equipment and hog tie me with it. And that's okay. There are worse ways to die. If Dolly Parton wants to come and kill me personally, I'm happy to go out that way.
Also, if Dolly Parton listens to this episode and kills you because of it, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
OMG,
two
hi,
might
we
die
love you,
from
Dolly.
excitement. I don't
Welcome.
Oh my god, I'm crying. I also do feel like on like a subtext level, Dolly is the equivalent of Taylor Swift.
Yes.
in terms of like the
Yes.
subtext of her music.
Oh my God,
Like
yes.
when you're talking about Jolene is super, super, super gay. Like, let's be real. What Dolly says is that she wrote a song about a woman who her husband was flirting with, and she was jealous of this woman.
Yeah.
But like the way you describe this woman is far too like you're obsessed with her in like a not straight way.
Yeah. Yes.
So much subtext.
Also, is it a coincidence? I Will Always Love You. Then bisexual Whitney Houston
Yep.
sings I Will Always Love You. That was about Robin for Whitney. Who is
Who is it about for Dolly?
yeah,
Judy.
Yeah. Judy is the
Lee's
original
like, I
Robin.
plead the fifth on this entire conversation. We do.
Look, I'm sorry, you broke me with the Taylor Swift comment, and now I'm just imagining, like, oh my God, could you imagine if Dolly Parton, like, just suddenly came on one day and was, like, just made, like, a Taylor Swift style, like, Insta story tease of a
Oh, no.
Of a what? Tell us. I need to know. Lee just said her power went out, and she said it's the gay mafia.
Oh, probably.
Lee's power just went out because they don't want us talking. They're trying to silence
They're
us.
onto us.
she's
I'm
coming
connected.
for us.
I'm connected through a VPN, so she has no idea where I'm broadcasting from. So I'll just have to keep this going. If you get knocked off the list.
Oh my God.
You're next.
I'm crying. She said she'll be right back. She said it came back on.
Great.
Oh my God, that is honestly too funny. Dolly really came for us.
What did you do, Carolyn?
I am so sorry.
How did you sick the gay mafia on me? Like, it's not even on air yet. How is it possible?
I thought I cast a protective spell for all of us to be able to talk about the gay mafia in a safe space, but their powers are a little bit more impressive than I could have ever imagined.
We are very impressed with you, Gay Mafia.
Wow.
How do we join your ranks? We'll do anything.
Literally, as I'm in the middle of saying, like, what if Dolly had an Instagram, and then my power goes out?
In conclusion,
Like, just-
Dolly Parton, she loves cis male penis, nothing but cis male penis. It's her favorite thing. She wants it 9 to 5.
Yes. Dolly, we love you so much.
Should we talk about like other things that are actually gay,
let's
unlike
talk
Dolly
about
Parton, who is totally not
Let's
gay?
talk about the film itself. Well, let's talk about Dora Lee's.
And fingers crossed for my power.
Let's talk about Dora Lee's character. What do we find queer about Dora Lee as a character?
Can I start and say that right off the bat, she dresses like Kirsten Sinema going into Congress to vote down progressive legislation. It's like this bisexual, like funky outfit. Yeah. She's a funky bisexual, and that's her wardrobe.
I'm into it.
She really is. I love it.
I do feel like, too, there's something about, like, being a queer woman when a man hits on you. Like, the way that she can, like, really deflect this man is very, very queer.
Yeah.
In her, like, she's very good at it. He is obviously big asshole, but she is very good at deflecting his advances. And, like, literally when they're wrestling on the floor, I'm like, that is a queer woman who can hold her own.
Yeah, she's not scared of him, and I feel like that's very queer to not be afraid of men or their feelings. You know, she's doing what she needs to do to keep her job. I do like the line she says, "I've been chased by swifter men than you and haven't been caught yet," because she doesn't want to be caught.
Yes, and she for sure does not want to be caught by a man.
I also want to give Dorley credit for being, when I talk about like we stand supportive girlfriends in this movie, I love Dorley's energy in the hospital when they're just like, how's Violet? And she like just sees Violet pushing a body down the hallway and she's like, you know, I don't think Violet's doing great. Let's like go after her and see how we can help. And I'm just like, that's the energy you want in a partner.
Yes, willing to be an accomplice in a crime without hesitation.
I love it. You got to give her credit for that.
There's also this like desire to be friends with these women that's so strong in Dora Lee.
Yes.
From the beginning, she's just so nice to Judy.
Go to lunch with me.
So nice to Violet, and she just wants to go to lunch with these women. She definitely sees something like in these two.
Yes.
And I think it really ties into my idea that, like, I really see in this movie, like, Violet's character and Doralee character as, like, the more kind of established, experienced queers, you know? And then you have Judy, who comes in and is kind of like, she's finding herself. They're showing her the ropes a little bit. I love them.
I think also with Doralee being so shocked that people think she's sleeping with Mr. Hart, that, you know, I think that a straight woman would be like, I know how this looks. But when you're queer, it's kind of like sometimes queer women will like go on a date with a man and not even realize it's a date, you know, because you're like,
happened to you?
I thought you just wanted to get beers. Like, I like beer.
Maybe I wouldn't know.
You still don't know.
I still don't know. Yeah. I know people that's happened to where, or at least they've like accepted a date and their wife had to be like, no, he asked you on a date. And they're like, what? No. Oh, okay. But like, there have been situations where people have told me like, oh yeah, he's in love with you. I'm like, no, he's not. And it's like, yes, his friend came from out of town and he went out of his way to introduce his friend to you that he told you all about. And there was no reason for that. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh.
I guess maybe he does like me. Ooh. but that's like the Doralee energy. It's like she's like, what?
Yeah.
Why would anybody think? She's totally floored that they thought that. And she thinks like, well, it's obviously, she's like, who's been saying that? Because she knows it's obviously nothing she could be doing. Because in no way is she in any world putting out the vibe that she would go near this guy.
Can we discuss, wait, because A, that's true. And B, what I love about it is my other argument in favor of how gay Doralee is actually my dark horse ship in this movie, which I'm so sorry to like throw off our whole order this early, Ellie, but I have to bring it up because, look, I love my throuple in this movie, I do, but my dark horse ship is Doralee and Missy, who is Hart's wife. Okay?
Yes.
And so here's what I love is like, not only is Doralee, oh my God, how could anyone ever believe that I would be attracted to you? And she's like, you're a married man. Like, you have a wife who I send flowers to and sign your name. And like when the wife shows up in the office, they have like this whole moment where she's like telling Doralee like how attractive she is.
Yes.
And like how wonderful she is. And I was like, what is happening between these two? And like, I just love the idea of Doralee being like, how could you tell people I'm sleeping with you? And how could anyone believe that I would be into you and not clearly your wife?
I totally can see that. And then she's like, you could interpret it of like her being like, I'm annoyed that I have to send flowers to your wife. But actually, if she's in love with her, she's like, oh yeah, of course I'll send the flowers. Yes,
right.
And I wrote this beautiful note. Did you get it, Missy?
Did you get it?
Did you read it?
That's what I want. I want the, like, secret romance where she's like, I'm the secretary who, like, he foists all of the job of taking care of his wife onto, but actually, I'm really here for it because I'm, like, totally into your wife. Someone write me that movie is what I'm asking, okay? Just please give it to me now, please and thank you. Okay.
And the wife has to know that her husband is a total douchebag, right? That he's the worst. And he treats her like crap. He won't go on vacation with her and instead sends her away for 2 months. And when she walks in and he's all flustered and angry and on the floor, she is not the least bit jealous of Doralee. She's just like so happy to see her. And any other like stereotypical character in a movie would be giving her the stink eye, would be, you know, what is she doing here? Frank, you need to get a new secretary, whatever, but not her. And then it comes back around at the end where she's just like, thank you so much. Like, I know I'm not supposed to call anybody he works with, but I had to call you.
Yes.
I hunted down your number, which probably wasn't that easy back then.
No.
You had to go through like 5 operators to find Doralee's number.
Yeah.
If anyone was gonna barge in on my throuple in this movie of who I ship, it's gonna be Doralee and Missy. I gotta say it.
I thought you were gonna say Doralee and Roz, but
oh God, no! Can we talk about?
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Doralee and the Dikey Lush, who
I do. Wait, what's her name? Because I love her.
I know her name.
I just have her down as Atta
Yeah.
Girl. No, we learned her name at the end, and I didn't write it down because I'd called her Atta Girl the whole time. Her name's Margaret. But no, let's talk about Roz, because oh my god, Roz is going to be our segue into talking about Violet, because the second that Roz and Violet start talking in this movie, and I was like, oh boy, you fucked, and it did not go well, did it?
Yes.
Those are salty exes, and nobody can tell me otherwise. I am sorry. Nobody is gonna convince me that, like, they have that whole first conversation when Violet's like, she gives something to Violet, and she's like, thanks, Roz, I know just where to stick
Yes.
it. Like, you have 100%
stuck
dated,
it before, and I will
it ended
stick it
badly.
again.
Yes. It's been 10 years of the two of them being bitter exes in the office.
Yes. And the whole conversation when she's like warning Judy about Roz, right? And then she tells her, if you want to gossip in the bathroom, check for her shoes first. And I'm like, what were you doing in the bathroom with Roz that she now like lives in the bathroom waiting for you and other women to go in there to gossip?
I'm glad you brought up how gay it is that Roz is just like hanging out in the ladies' room and just listening to everybody pee.
Like, so weird.
No, I promise you the backstory is like they used to bang in the bathroom during their 9 to 5 hours and then they broke up and now Roz is just like camped out there like waiting for her to bring another girl in.
Right.
And I
Gotcha.
personally I am here for their obvious lesbian drama.
Wow.
I'm dead.
Goddamn
I am
Violet
just I
and
am
Roz.
Nothing makes me happier. Like, I love when we do should have been gays and you get the, like, they're so into each other. Look at the heart eyes. They're undressing each other with a glance. Nothing makes me happier than when you get the interactions that you're just like, how did you write ex-girlfriends and you don't even seem to know it? Like, please. Those two fucked. Not a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, one company party night. It lasted a little too long.
They stole some of Margaret's booze, some of her locker booze.
Damn it, Margaret. I mean, and to be fair, I think Margaret and Violet also did, but like it was like a cool thing. You know what I mean? Like they were just like, yeah, that was.
I feel like Margaret's made the rounds of that office, right?
They're like, yeah, that was fun. Like we could do it again.
That's the
sometime
vibe
if you
I
want,
get.
But like,
Yeah.
nothing weird.
She's not tied down.
Yeah.
She's low drama.
Margaret's chill, yeah.
Yeah. I love Margaret. I need a drink. Atta girl. Yeah, Margaret. That's right.
So let's talk, I guess, then about Violet, which could honestly be all day.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The blazer with the cherry pin. Her working in the garage outfit, which
she wields a mean screwdriver, you know.
Yeah, the working at home outfit, because I have this fixer upper now. I've been doing a lot of projects and I have like the gayest outfit I put on is when I'm like assembling things or doing some work either outside or inside, and then seeing Violet do that, and my wife looks up and goes, "Oh, that's a good one. That's a good outfit. I want one like that to work on stuff." I'm like, yeah, because she's a lesbian.
Because she's a big old dyke, 1,000%.
Well, also like Lily Tomlin as an actor, as a person, like she's like pretty iconic in terms of coming out. I know, like,
yes,
when she does interviews and stuff, she's like, you know, I never like publicly came out, but it was the kind of thing where like everyone knew she had a partner. Like she was with Jane Wagner for years and years and years, and like people knew it. It wasn't really a secret.
I mean,
just
there's
didn't
that
have like a coming out speech.
No, but she had that picture of her leaning on the motorcycle, which was more coming out than anything I could ever imagine.
That's literally it.
Yeah. I don't know what year that's from, but it's like, I'm a dyke. Hey.
Also,
on a bike.
Dyke on a bike.
It's a thing.
I don't know why I didn't know this. Did you know that Lily Tomlin is Miss Frizzle?
Yes.
Wait, like that?
Like
the voice
of
for it?
Miss Frizzle.
What?
Is
I did
Lily
not know
fucking
that.
Tomlin?
I didn't know that until
I like just the lengthy pause.
No,
please don't edit out the lengthy pause that happened there.
it was trending the other day because they were showing the new Miss Frizzle, and then there was talk about like Lily Tomlin.
Well, yeah, because everyone's like the
Wow.
new, like the old Miss Frizzle is like the gayest,
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yes.
and the new Miss Frizzle is not.
Too polished.
It's not Lily Tomlin Miss Frizzle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just like needed to mention that because I found that out today as I was doing a Lily Tomlin dive. And I'm also just looking at Lily Tomlin on this bicycle, on this freaking motorcycle right now.
Right? What
Yeah.
does it say what year it's from?
Just says reserves of powerful gay energy is the caption. I'm not sure what year. Because
Wow. Reserves of powerful gay energy.
It's a good caption
Just
for
some
that.
Gay horsepower in that
Right?
photo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, if we're gonna talk about who are the established gays in this movie, like Violet is gay.
well, and that's the
Right?
thing. Like, they're not even trying to pretend like Violet is not gay. She has no husband, right?
Well, let's talk about this too.
Yeah.
She has no husband. Her husband's dead, but she's so
Ostensibly dead.
she's so unemotional about it. She's like, "Oh, I would have been better off had we gotten divorced." So she is like not missing this guy at all. He was just getting in the way,
Yeah.
just like
for gay
knocking
life.
her up. She's like, "Oh, whatever. I guess I'll have these kids." But also the fact that she had four kids and was working a job for all these years and was like ambitious at a time when that wasn't something that was, she had to get out of the house to have her fling with Roz.
You're so right.
in the bathroom. In the bathroom at work. She's also, I just have to call out, she's a chivalrous gay, which we love. Like, they go on their little date to all get a drink at Charlie's, which I love because they're like, Violet's like, this is ridiculous, I need a drink. And then Dorothy's like, this is ridiculous, I need a drink. And then Judy's like, I'm gonna go find them. And so they all go on their little daytime drinking date, right? And then Judy tries to buy a round.
Yeah.
And no, not on this Dykes watch.
Right.
She's like, I've got it. And she's like, this one's on me. I've got it. Like, please. She's like, you think I let a girl buy me a drink on the first date? Who do you think I am?
Right.
She has such strong butch energy.
Yeah. Power butch move.
Power butch
Establishing
move.
that she's
Also-
a top because you know what? With Dorley in the mix, I feel like she might feel a little bit threatened. She's like, well, here's this other woman who knows what she wants.
True.
So I better establish myself as the top dog here.
But I feel like it's why they would work so well as a throuple is, like, I think their energies would all, like, work well together, right? Because, like, Violet's clearly the top. I mean, we all know where Judy falls in this. But I feel like Dorley could kind of, like, be a switch, and I feel like that's going to work for all of them.
I was just going to ask you the question, what do you think it's like in the bedroom with the three of them? But clearly,
You've thought about it.
You were thinking about it. We've been thinking about it. We had it in our notes. This is exactly the situation they would be in. Totally get it.
Also, wait, I have the quote written down, and I'm pretty sure it's Violet who says it. Is Violet the one who calls it a good old-fashioned ladies' pop party?
Yes.
Because, can we just talk about that line real quick and, like, get gay?
Well, also the whole conversation with her son about pot was kind of...
Yeah.
She lets her son smoke pot, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. She's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna judge you, but don't judge me, kind of thing. That's
She's a
the
cool
vibe I
lesbian
got.
mom.
Yeah. Because she's like, I can't say anything about you smoking pot because I'm, finger blasting Roz in the bathroom.
And he knows it. You think he knows?
Yeah. He saw her attach that garage door opener. He knows.
He knows.
Yeah.
They all know.
Yeah. He wasn't even trying to help. He was just kind of standing there watching. He's like, she's got
God.
this.
She's got this. My lesbian mom has got it. Oh my God. Yeah, she's honestly so gay. Like, just so gay.
Yeah.
She's also, sorry, I have one other note on Violet, which is when they all have their daydream sequence about how they would kill Hart, I just want to highlight that Violet's is the one that has the other girls in it, right?
Yes.
So, like, Judy has her whole, like, I'm gonna hunt him down sequence, which, like, here for it. Dorley has the whole, like, I'm gonna objectify him back, which, like, fine. And then Violet's sequence, after the, like, at the end of the poisoning, there's also that whole thing where it's, like, all of a sudden there's all the three of them and they're
living
little, like,
happily ever after in a
princess
castle
get-ups
together.
Yes! And I'm like, Violet, you're telling on yourself a little
Yes.
bit, girl. You're saying the quiet parts way out loud.
Yes, I made note of that, and also that there was a beaver in her fantasy. Just in case we weren't picking up on the subtext.
Fair enough.
She's
needed
also
that.
literally dreaming of beaver.
I love it. Yes.
It's not like a traditional Disney animal to have in that scene. Everything else was like, you know, birds and deer and bunnies. And then this like dyke ass beaver. It's just
quite
flopping.
intentional.
It's like now a beaver with a torque wrench shows up to fix your garage door opener, and you're like, wait a minute.
Sounds right. Sounds right to me.
Excellent. So Violet's gay.
Yes.
I mean, it's just very clear. You can't cast Lily Tomlin as this like power butch and not expect us to be like, that is a gay woman.
Yeah.
You just can't. What about Judy? Let's talk about Judy.
Oh my
Bisexual.
God. I'm so excited.
Comes to work her first day wearing a bonnet. Only a bisexual would do that. I say
Show
that
us-
with all the love
We're
in my
like-
heart. They love their hats. They love their quirky hats, and they're going to wear a bonnet, and they're going to rock it and not be ashamed. Good on you,
Like
bisexuals.
all of our bisexual listeners, post your favorite bi bonnet. Hashtag bi bonnets on Instagram.
Yes.
Please tag us. Oh my God.
If we start it, we start it. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, if they have the bonnets, they have the bonnets, you know?
And this is going to take over TikTok. I can feel it.
Forget the Byrots. It's bi bonnets now. That's where we're at in the stage of the pandemic. Okay.
That combined with the pussy bow.
Look, Judy is she's the coming out story of this movie, and I love it.
She's the Jenny
she's just
Schechter.
finding.
Yes.
She's oh God.
We have a bathroom.
She's
we have a
learning
bathroom hookup
about
scene
herself.
too. There's always a bathroom hookup scene. The L word fucking got it right.
She's learning about herself. She's the growth from Judy's first day at the office to Judy kicking Dick out of that house.
Also, his name
Like,
is literally Dick. She got rid
Yes.
of Dick.
Yeah.
And she has no interest in Dick at all whatsoever anymore. Dick shows up and she's like, "Whatevs, Dick, not into you." Right?
What?
That's the
She was kind of-
who wrote this
She was a little
scene?
bit accommodating to Dick at first. That's why I'm saying bisexual. You know,
Yeah.
she's not completely closed off, but then, you know, she doesn't need it.
Yeah.
She literally tells him, "Your leaving was the best thing that ever happened to me."
True.
Like, come
that
on.
one particular Dick.
She says to
Yes.
Dick.
For sure. Yes. I mean, also, she's going through a divorce. I feel like, you know, when you're going through a divorce later in life, there are a lot of people who figure out some new things about themselves.
Yeah.
You know, she's learning. She's learning about her sexuality.
Yes.
She's learning about what she likes in the bedroom, M&Ms, all of that.
Can we I wrote down the whole quote. She goes, "If I want to have an affair or do sex games or have M&Ms, you can't stop me." And this is what I love about it too, because like, look, I exist on TikTok in like the late in life coming out TikTok space as well, because they always make me so happy. And I think that like one of the things I love too is like, you can tell sometimes when people have the energy and they're like, "I'm here, I'm queer, and I'm like figuring it out." And that's like such a queer move to me, to be like a late bloomer move, to be like, I don't quite know all the terminology right yet, and I'm picking it up as I go, and like maybe I'm gonna fuck a little bit up as I'm learning, but like the energy is there.
Yes.
And you're like, yes, that's correct.
She's open.
You have all the M&Ms you want,
Yes.
you know?
Yes, totally. She's so open to future possibilities, and she's excited about
Yes.
these new bonds that she has formed with Dorley and Violet.
Well, and she also, like, we talked about Dorley having the, like, supportive, like, let's hide a body, sure, I'm here for
Right.
it. But, like, Judy out the gate is doing that, too, where she's like, the poison, cool, let's drive to the hospital, and, like, we'll see what we can do. It's gonna be okay. I've got you. And you're like, Aw, sweetie.
Judy is ready
Love
to
it.
commit murder to make sure.
Yes.
She is firing that gun off with her eyes shut at the end. Just like she is ready to like seriously murder this guy on purpose. Like nobody else actually tried to murder him except her.
And she was going to do
And
it
murder's
for her,
queer.
For her, yeah. For her gay loves.
Yeah.
For her loves. She was. Look, like, I feel like this movie is like everything that Thelma and Louise could have been as a comedy film, you know?
Yes.
It's like, what if you were willing to commit literal murder for your girlfriend and it was just funny instead, you know? That's
And it
this
was
movie.
a throuple instead of a duo.
Sure. Why
It
not?
kind of reminded me a little bit of Pretty Little Liars, because it's like, oh, they have all these
Yeah.
secrets, and like where there are secrets, there are lesbians, and that's my IMDb for Pretty Little Liars.
Where
It's
there
like,
are secrets, there are
secrets
lesbians.
begets lesbians,
Just nothing but lesbians. The whole show. All lesbians.
and attempted murder. But it
and hoodies, which is about as gay as you can get, honestly. I'm literally wearing a black hoodie right now.
Yes.
Oh my god. There we go. I'm A.
but it's like the same thing as Pretty Little Liars, where like they make their own problems.
Because
Right?
they want to have problems together.
Because they want to have because it's trauma bonding that they're having, and they're creating their own trauma so that they can bond and have these secrets and be in this like near suicide pact. Like he's ready to kill all of them, and they're like, no, we're gonna stick together and keep taking this for. We don't know how this one's gonna end, but we're already in it, so let's keep doubling down on making these choices that incriminate us even more. Let's add more charges to this list. So they stole a
Yes.
corpse, they kidnapped, tortured,
Attempted murder.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine.
Just like those little things.
lots of forgery for the good of the company.
And how did they form that bond, Carolyn? They all got stoned and talked about hunting a man to
Yes,
death.
at a
Like
lady
you
pop
do,
party.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like
Had
we
a
don't
lady-
talk enough about the
a
lady
good
pop party.
old-fashioned ladies' pop party, which, you know, what lesbian hasn't enjoyed a good old-fashioned ladies' pop party?
Just sitting in
Is that
front
what
of
we
the
call it?
fireplace.
Is that what we call it these days?
I don't know where you stand on this, but I feel like weed is the lesbian drug of choice. Whenever we bring that up, that never gets disputed. I'm not even a big weed person, but I'm like, yep. If I had to pick one thing that I would say a lot of these folks are
I think
into.
it is like generally queer. I personally, it's not my drug of choice, but I think
Yeah.
it's just like my body chemistry doesn't react well to it.
Yeah.
Are you saying weed is like the lesbian equivalent of like poppers?
Yes.
Then yes, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yes.
I was going to say crystal meth, but that's a little harsh. I know that crystal meth isn't that popular.
Let's say that
Let's
there
say
are other
poppers.
equivalents for the meth, but I'm gonna say poppers.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's like it's like the harmless fun.
I'm just kidding
equivalent.
about the crystal meth. Don't at me.
But yes, I mean, did I take a gummy with my queer friend and watch 9 to 5? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, is that like a normal thing to do with your queer friends? Yes. 100%. How many people are listening to this who like got stoned out of their minds and watched 9 to 5?
It's a good
Many.
one to have some, get that Maui Wowie and
Many. I was like, it's just a beautiful bonding experience for the three of them to do this thing together. And like, I feel like they are just like so obsessed with each other after this night. Before it's take all the, killing out of it or attempted murder, but
here's the thing is like they're kind of blaming it all on like this one marijuana cigarette, as they like to call it, from the 80s. And we all know that it wasn't that strong then. That wasn't good pot. So there's no way that they got that high. They were just using that as an excuse to be rolling on the floor laughing so they could touch each other. And it's like, well, now
So
we have to
true.
stay here and eat and cook a meal and bond and do all this stuff. Like,
because we just can't leave. We're too high to go anywhere.
Yeah,
we have to sleep over.
oh no.
We lost her again.
Yeah, now it's the DEA.
To the DEA. And Lee's gone as well again. The DEA's at her door. So the DEA has gotten Lee. She's not coming back tonight. And so Carolyn and I are going to finish.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. And as we head into Thanksgiving time, I want to start by thanking my wife, Kelsey, who has not only listened to just about every episode of this podcast for 8 seasons now, but who also is the only reason I'm able to make time to record it every week. She takes the kids, gets them dinner, and gets them ready for bed just so that Ellie and I can come on and yell about gay things into each other's faces for an hour. So here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people you're grateful for in your life, including yourself. I've been in therapy for a long time now, and one thing that's so important about therapy is how it teaches you to be more intentional. And being intentional about gratitude and how to show that to the people you appreciate is just one of the many benefits that I've gotten from therapy over the years. If you've been thinking of starting therapy, consider giving BetterHelp a try. I know how hard it can be to find time for regular therapy, and BetterHelp is designed to be flexible and convenient for your schedule. You can fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you want to start being more intentional about gratitude in your life, visit betterhelp.com/leshangout today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/leshangout.
Let's hang out.
For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, and when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm. For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, and when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Forget the frustration of picking commerce platforms when you switch your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling wherever you sell. With Shopify, you'll harness the same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/tech.
This one out. So is there any other, you took copious notes on this film. Are there any other very, very gay things that we have missed in our dissection of the film?
I wrote a note. I forget who says it was referring to her friends as her girlfriends. I always like to think it's gay, but I know that that's kind of a common thing.
That is a thing that straight people do sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, another thing to go with Margaret being a dyke is that she was like sporting a vest.
Yes.
Sorry, not a dyke, a dusty lesbian.
Very different.
That's because she was an alcoholic. And then once she kicked her habit, she was no longer dusty looking. Right? Is that me? Or did she just kind of look a little dusty?
Yes, she was definitely dusty.
Like somebody just dust her off and send her to the cubby hole.
Oh my God, she would fit right in at the cubby hole.
Yeah, on Margarita night. Just let her go wild.
God. Love her.
I think we got most of it. I mean, okay, it was pretty gay the way that they tie him up in like a very fetish type way. Like they've all done some form of bondage.
Yeah, they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, like they each had something to bring to the table in terms of how they were tying him up. So like Violet was like, well, let's suspend him from the ceiling. That's my thing. And then
they all have their kinks.
Yeah. Dorley is great with hog tying men, apparently.
Of course.
Yeah. And then
what does Judy contribute?
I don't know.
Judy's still learning.
Judy has the night shift.
Judy has the night shift. Oh, poor Judy. I love her. So, which characters in this, we've talked a little bit, but which characters are we shipping together? Because obviously there's a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree and say that Dorley and Missy might be my top ship, actually, because, I think that would be the best conclusion. I'm also, even though we haven't met her, but it does say at the very end that Judy ends up with the copy machine service person, and no gender is mentioned. So I believe it's a non-binary queer.
I love that too, because also it's like definitely a queer person who can actually help her with the Xerox machine. You know, like I can't imagine that would have been a cis man who really helped her.
Love a utility queer, somebody with a skill that helps you out in life. Because I would want to ship Judy and Violet because at the beginning, you know, they're so close and she's really looking up to Violet. I just don't think she's ready for Violet yet. I think she needs a
Xerox. Like the Xerox is like the stepping stone to Violet.
Yeah.
And I feel like Violet's going to be there. Violet seems like she's real happy being single and just like doing what she wants with whoever she wants in the office.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's going anywhere.
Yeah. She's patient. She knows she's playing the long game. She's playing the long game at her job and she's playing the long game with Judy.
So if we were to ship, okay, so we're shipping Judy and Xerox person. What's their ship name?
Judox.
I'm into it.
It's a terrible ship name, but
it's a bad ship name. Yeah. But we'll take it. They're always bad. Okay, so also we said, Dorley and Missy, which is, I feel like Dorsey would be cool.
Dorsey or Missily.
Actually, that's a nice ship name.
Missily.
I feel like they really fit together. It was sort of a dark horse at the beginning. Lee, I'm sorry you're not here for this to really be vindicated in your ship, but you were right.
Yeah.
You were right.
Just the chemistry is
off the charts.
And they would both be so happy.
And that's what we want.
Similar to a famous country music star, I think that Dorley would stay married to her husband, who I think they're best friends and cares about him, but is gonna, only be sexual with a woman.
Wow. Bringing it all back. Bringing it all back. And then
Well,
Judy
if they're going to go in the movie and say Doralee later becomes a country star, then I think that we can
we have
compare
to make
things
some
to the real world.
parallels.
Yeah.
Dolly. Dolly. And she changes her name to Dolly. And this is an autobiographical tale. You didn't know it, but it is. I just also love that Dolly was in this in general. Did you listen to that Dolly podcast that was out a while ago?
No, because I heard that Judy wasn't going to be a part of it. And then I'm like, well, then this isn't the truth. And I didn't want anything to do with it. I heard it was good. I did hear
really good.
Yeah, I read some articles covering it, and I'm like, maybe I should drop my beef with this and listen.
We can also do a should have been gay on that podcast. Why is Judy out of it? But
right,
there were it was really cool hearing from Dolly about
Hold on, I'm just connecting the dots. Judy is a character in this movie.
Judy.
Do you think that Dolly was like, you must name this character after my alleged lover?
Think she did that
after my best friend
negotiated her contract to get Judy in the film?
I think that's a wink at Judy.
Wow, that is really. Lee has joined us
at a pivotal moment
from the dark of her powerless house.
Was it the DEA?
Right. Yeah, we said the DEA got you.
I said marijuana cigarette, and then they came after you.
Good Lord, we're never having you on again, Carolyn. What is this?
Incredible. So we're in the middle of our ship names. We have vindicated you, Lee, because our top ship is Doralee and Missy.
Yes.
Missily.
Here
it's
for
a beautiful
it.
Ship name. We were just about to talk about Judy and Violet. What's their ship name?
Oh, wow. Judelet, yeah.
Oh, Judelet. That's cute. That's very cute.
Viady.
Yeah, very, very cute. We didn't get to the throuple yet. So I feel like we do need to talk about what's their ship name.
Oh, well, we forgot to tell you that we also ship Judy with the Xerox person that she gets in a relationship with at the end.
Deaf a woman.
Oh. Yeah, well, there's no gender.
I said it's a queer NB, but could also be a woman.
Okay,
but
fair enough.
It's definitely not a cis man.
Yes.
Okay, wait. Before we do the throuple name, can I also throw out my other dark horse ship in this movie, which is Hart and what's the big boss's name at the end?
Tinsley, I think.
Tinsworthy something. I shipped them because. I know I wrote down the line at the end where he's like, I ain't the kind of guy I ain't the kind of man who takes no for an answer or something. And I'm like, oh boy.
He does whisk him away for 2 to 3 years.
He not only whisks him away for 2 to 3 years, but I also have a note from the very beginning that my other gay thing in this movie is Mr. Hart talking about football. He's like a little homoerotic about football in the very beginning.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with him and the boss man, but I ship them. That's my other ship.
Yeah.
I can vibe on that too.
I can't really come up with a name since I can't find the dude's name, but I ship them.
Oh, I forget this dude's name, but also kind of ship Roz and the other dude who goes around and spies. We have 2 undercover. He was sneaking around too, and I feel like him and Roz would be able to. Maybe they're just best friends,
Yeah.
They're just gay best friends.
Gay best friends. Yeah. Actually, that makes a lot more sense.
They're like the petty bitches.
They're talking so much gossip. I can totally see it.
Okay, now we can do our throuple ship name.
Now the throuple, the holy grail of 9 to 5, the Judy, the Violet, the Doralee.
Doraviety. We've got
Doraviety.
I
really like the let of Violet, so like a Jude Dorlet.
I'm gonna go with last names and do Roe Burnstead.
Ooh,
wow.
Roe Burnstead.
It's got some butch energy to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of butch consonants in there.
What about?
I don't know why an R and an N are the most butch of all.
Okay, what about Judelet?
Judelet, yes.
Yeah,
love it.
It just flows off the tongue, smooth.
Great ship name, Judelet. I'm so into it. All right, I feel like, there's a lot of characters in this, but do we feel good about our ship names and our ships? Are there any additional ships?
I think that's good.
All right, so we wrapped up our ships. It is time for our Q and gay. Are you ready?
Q and gay.
All right, so Q and gay. Our first question for you, Carolyn. 1, do you work A, 9 to 5, or B, 5 to 9, or C, 9 to 9?
Oh, 9 to 9.
I had a feeling that would be the answer.
Absolutely.
Have you heard Dolly's new song, 5 to 9?
No.
It's really actually pretty cool. She wrote a new song that basically is a song about freelancers.
What?
Like, it's like a song about like your hustle, like how like you're gonna be your own boss and all this. And some of my friends sent it to me. They were like, "This reminded me of you," and I was like, "Dolly."
No, I've just heard her vaccine cover of Jolene.
Incredible. But you should listen to 5 to 9. It really, it speaks to this generation of gig workers. So Dolly is staying relevant.
Great.
All right, question number 2. Which main character do you most relate to? A, Violet, B, Judy, or D, Dorley?
Violet, for sure.
I mean, I felt that from you, but I didn't want to, assume.
Yeah.
Violet, that big.
I buy the drinks.
I buy the drinks. All right, question number 3. If you were to murder your boss, how would you do it? A, shoot him. B, poison him. C, harass him. Or D, M&M him.
I would actually harass. I love like an elaborate plan to drive somebody insane.
Nice. Yeah, it's much more long term, right? You get to enjoy the torture for longer.
And I feel like you can get away with that easily, if you just like drive someone
You're just
out of a situation.
The shit out of your boss.
Yeah, and then make them so crazy that they're
Yeah, get that. All right, question number 4. Have you ever had an embarrassing office mishap? A, yes, or B, no?
Yes.
And what was it? Now you have to tell a story.
Okay. The first one that immediately came to mind was I worked at this place right out of college. It was a startup and wildly inappropriate. And one afternoon, the president, and it was very small, took this other guy who wasn't like my direct supervisor, but he was like one level above me, and took him to a strip club on the way back from buying office supplies. He was just being like very, I don't know, like kind of embarrassed, but like kind of smug about it that the boss took him to a strip club. And the boss was like this crazy British guy. And he made sure that we all knew what they had been up to. So I send a DM to my other coworker who's a woman. And I was like, hey, do you think Brian's just sitting over there with major blue balls? And then Brian writes back and was like, I think you meant this for Ashley.
Oh, no.
And I sent it right to him instead of Ashley.
Oh my God. Did he ever answer the question or?
No. He just watched me squirm. So he was the one who was like squirming a little bit when he first walked in. But then I was the one that was like, well, that I'm never making that mistake again.
It happens. All right. Question number 5. What is the most romantic gesture the girls do for each other? A, stealing a body together. B, shooting the windows. Or C, holding the boss hostage.
I would say A. Yeah.
It was I feel like it was a bit.
It's
That's
the
their first
immediacy,
thing, right?
Right? It's the speed with which they're just like, I guess we're all stealing a body now. And they're like all 100% committed to this plan that I love.
They also all squeezed into the front seat when that car had a back seat.
I can't believe we missed that. And that is I'm so happy that we didn't end this episode without talking about the front seat. Fuck. Incredible. Thank you, Carolyn, so much for hanging out with us and dealing with the gay mafia and the DEA and like all of the mishaps that have happened in our
what
Zoom
a wild
office
night
today. We had a really wild night. I feel like we are, Dorley, Violet, and Judy all together here.
Yes.
And I feel like we also can all agree that 9 to 5 should have been gay.
Yes.
Should have been gay.
So, Carolyn, where can our audience find you on social media?
You can find me personally at TGI Carolyn and Diking Out at Diking Out on all platforms.
Amazing. And do you have anything coming up that you'd like our audience to know about?
Well, for anybody who's in the New York City area, and we'll be posting about this on our social media, but we're going to have a casual park hang with Dyke Beer. So we're working with Dyke Beer just to, and some queer sports leagues to help raise money for like scholarships for people who want to play queer sports and maybe can't afford the fee to do that while we're drinking Dyke Beer. So that's May 16th in Queens in New York. As things open up, I'm sure I'll be itching to do stand-up again. I don't have anything booked quite yet, but you can follow me on social media for that. The only gig I have booked is I got booked for a wedding.
That's exciting.
To do comedy at a wedding, which is something I've never seen before. But this couple wants
the
it.
Ceremony? Are you going to be like officiating as a comedian?
No, it's like listeners of the podcast that I've never met. A lesbian couple. One of them is a gay Susan. I'm very excited, and they want me to do comedy during dinner. I'm like,
that sounds awesome. I feel like you're gonna have a blast.
All right, so that's on my calendar. Unfortunately,
so
nobody listening can see it. Yeah, come to the wedding. I'll be wearing a suit.
I really want to invest in a suit for this summer. I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, but I'm singing in a wedding band, and I really want killer.
Yes,
Dua Lipa suit.
Yes, do it.
I need it. I'm gonna do it. So,
also, can we discuss me straight up lighting a scented candle right now so anyone can see my face?
To ward off the spirits that are obviously haunting you?
I'm gonna sage around the house after we get off.
Yeah. Are we supposed to say an incantation now? Is this the last segment?
Yeah, so we're gonna finish the episode with a spell to ward off the gay mafia and hope that Lee wakes up tomorrow.
Listen, this has been an adventure on my side, okay?
It truly has. Thank you, Carolyn, so much.
Thank you. This was so much fun.
Let me hear you say hip, 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 well, yeah.
We love hearing from all of you, and we love building this community, so we just like to shout out some of our favorite things every episode. And this week, we want to shout out our listener, Dina, who reached out to us on Instagram to say that they've been listening to the show and catching up on all the past episodes, and also suggested another Should Have Been Gay. And we love when we get Should Have Been Gays that weren't already on our list. So Top Gun, now on our list, our lengthy, growing list, but we promise it's on there.
If there's a movie, we can make it gay.
We can talk about, it's not even we can make it gay. We can talk about why it should have been or clearly was gay. It's just, look, sometimes you're just gifted with some special skills.
And
it's good to know your
superpower.
Strengths. This is how we will save the world.
One gay subtext movie at a time.
There you go.
As always, we want to thank our Lesbian Jesus patrons, Mark Foster,
Jess Klaus,
Tanya Ferguson,
Jacqueline Rose Nishino,
Sarah and Julia,
Carrie Ann Lawrence,
Danny Gunluck Tamora,
Brittany Ray,
Alana Rosen,
Tara Gleason,
and Lizette Stye.
And our King Princess patrons, Amy and Ellen,
Leah Henley,
Liz Chen,
and Evelyn Smith. Also, for those King Princess patrons, a reminder to send us your Should Have Been Gay suggestions. We have definitely done some that I know Liz sent in, but make sure you send those suggestions so we can get your suggestions on next season. Thank you all. We love you so much. We appreciate your support always.
Remember, you can also find us on all the social medias. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Let's Hang Out Pod.
You can email us at letshangoutpod@gmail.com.
You can check out our website at letshangoutpod.com.
Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you're the first to know when new episodes drop.
We also have videos going up on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe at youtube.com/letshangoutpod to catch those.
If you want to support the podcast, the easiest way to do that is to rate and review us on iTunes. We love hearing what you have to say.
If you want to support us financially, you can join our Patreon for the podcast. You can find that at bit.ly/lespatreon. You get access to our Discord chat, which we love. We have so much fun in there. You get access to ad-free episodes. You can get viewing parties, all sorts of good stuff. We also have a Patreon for The Flame. Again, if you want to support the musical or help us make more musicals, you can find that at patreon.com/theflamemusical. We have so many good previews going up there, and we're just going to keep some fun content rolling as we start actually releasing the episodes.
If you want some Let's Hang Out merch, now is the time. As we said before, Pride is upon us. I know it's May, but you got to get ready for Pride. Get your Pride gear right now at bit.ly/lesshop. Get your Porch Pride shirts, get your Femme shirts, get your Pride Rainbow shirts. We got it all on that shop. bit.ly/lesshop.
If you want to follow us individually, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at LSH Foster.
And you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Ellie Brigida. With that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Lee. And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
Just keep it simple.
I'm making the promo.
Just keep it simple. Just say, hey, we're the Brav Bros. Two guys that talk about Bravo.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're the Brav Bros.
No.
Oh.
Dude, stop with the voice. Just keep it simple.
I've seen promos on TV, dude. This is how you get the fans engaged. This is how you get listeners. We're trying to get listeners here. If we just say, oh, we're two dudes that talk about Bravo, people are going to get tired of it already. We need some oomph.
All right, then fine. Let's try to do it with your voice.
Brav Bros.
Good job.